Good evening and welcome to The Delayed Show. I'm your host, Jordan Wexler. Normally we start our episodes by telling jokes about current events, but tonight we're taking a rare break from our traditional format. A year ago, this month, former Beaumont host Katie Phillipson sat right here and spoke about the downfall of Harvey Weinstein due to allegations of sexual assault. Here we are again. Only this time, the latest pervy predator in power is going up, all the way to the Supreme Court. When Dr. Ford testified to the Senate back in September, many people were moved by her story, us included. Hearing a woman expose her pain in order to shield our country from the actions of a sexual predator, only to be dismissed by a bunch of power-hungry, hobbit-looking white guys, reflects the experiences of so many women who are not believed when they report assaults, as well as those who never report at all. Perhaps the most sickening message sent with this confirmation is the idea that a person's actions from high school and college don't matter. There are apparently no consequences for rich white men who commit sexual assault, only rewards that stretch as high as the Oval Office. There are consequences, of course, but they fall on the women. And the backlash they face when reporting, the trauma they experience, and the sickening knowledge that the men who behave this way will forget about it the next day, whereas the women will always remember. Most of us know it shouldn't be like this, yet the same men make the same decisions over and over and over again, choosing to put women's basic humanity behind men's careers. Some people argue these points, reminding everyone that the Me Too movement has made women a voice and that progress has been made. And it has. But having a voice does not mean that we have justice. Justice is what's needed most, yet is always the last to arrive. Dr. Ford's testimony did not change the outcome of the nomination, but it did change the country in other ways. We are grateful for her bravery. We are grateful for her testimony. And we are grateful that November is coming.
Last week, cops found 88 pounds of marijuana inside a van in Rochester Hills. The man was arrested and charged with only one-count felony, so we can only assume he was white. An FBI agent was shot by a wheelchair after entering a booby-trapped home decked out with tripwires and a rolling hot tub. Looks like production for Home Alone 6 is coming along nicely. Everyone in the country received a presidential alert to test the system that allows the president to send messages to American citizens. Great. Another man filling my mentions with messages I don't want. I ghosted Brad. And I can ghost you too, Donald. Hurricane Michael made a landfall over Florida this week as a Category 4 storm. The storm is on track to be the second worst thing named Michael to hit this country. This storm joins Hurricane Harvey and the tropical storm Kirk as one of the most dangerous storms of the year, forming what has got to be the worst bromance trio since the Angry Creamsicle teamed up with Lil' Kim and Vladimir Putin my hand in the American voting system cookie jar. Last week, a flight was diverted when a man wouldn't stop doing pull-ups on the overhead compartment. Who needs TSA? Just put one of those guys in every plane and we'll never have to worry about terrorists again, because anyone who has ever been to IM West will tell you, just never mess with a fuckboy coked out on pre-workout. According to a global study, Donald Trump was voted the least trustworthy global leader. He was initially tied with Kim Jong-un, sending it to a dick measuring contest. Unfortunately, Putin was the one doing the measuring. Brett Kavanaugh hired 4 female law clerks on his first day of the Supreme Court. The law clerks were hired based on their resumes, recommendations, and ability to shotgun a beer. Kellyanne Conway said that women of America see their fathers, sons, and husbands in Brett Kavanaugh. Women of America responded saying, "Yes, we do see him. In our nightmares." Kanye West went to Detroit's College for Creative Studies to yell an impromptu motivational speech to already stressed out art students, but instead of telling these kids to reach for the stars, he told them to stop bullying Elon Musk. I guess he wanted to go back to his roots by jumping on a platform uninvited and kissing celebrity ass. We actually got a hold of one of these students who was there for Kanye's speech. Please welcome Annabelle Johnson.
Hi, Jordan. Thanks for having me.
So, Annabelle, what exactly happened that day?
It was the weirdest thing. It was just a normal class. We were sculpting each other in the nude like we usually do, and then Kanye himself just appeared out of nowhere.
What were the other students' reactions?
Well, everyone was pretty shocked. All of the nude models were rushing to put clothes on, but then Kanye said, "Clothing is the poor man's version of skin, and better to be naked with a stranger than clothed with their family." And everyone stopped.
And then what happened?
Then Kanye stood on the table and started giving his speech, but joke's on him, because last week we had a sex exhibit on that table and we never cleaned it.
Ew. What message do you think Kanye was trying to get across?
Honestly, I don't know. He told us to stop bullying Elon Musk, which is ironic. That uncooked noodle would turn into a weepy puddle of chloroform if someone gave him a harsh look.
Annabelle, what does that even mean?
Oh my gosh, I think I have an amazing idea for my next art project. I just need to get my hands on some chloroform.
Well, I think we better end this interview before one of us ends up dead. Thanks for coming, Annabelle. I'm your host, Jordan Wexler. Have a good night, everyone.